James Bouknight. Can James Bouknight be a quality backup? Can he play alongside Lamelo Ball and be one of one? That's the question that I'm posing to the people. You got to think about it. This guy was drafted number 11th overall, last season. He was brought in, to pay dividends. He wasn't brought in to be hanging out in Greensboro, and things of that nature. It's about time to see something from this kid. And despite the injury, despite everything he's dealing with, he is headed into a crucial year because the Charlotte Hornets are headed into a crucial year. It's not much time to waste. And Bouknight headed into his second season at this very young stage of his career is damn near at a crossroads already. Coming in drafted number 11 and you averaged 4 points, under the previous regime. 38% from the field, 38% from three. James Borrego, he had his way with him. We all know that. It's documented. We all know what happened on the sideline. It was a situation that almost got physical, and we rarely see that between a player and a coach, so that was kind of strange when it all happened, but we all know why it was happening. Bouknight was completely disoriented. It made absolutely no sense. I think if you would have put Bouknight on the New York Knicks or something like that, I guarantee he would have more of an opportunity. He would have never been out, with the G League or something like that. I think with the Hornets, they were moving, accelerating into that postseason play. I don't think they had much time to really play around. They was really trying to make that postseason. As you could see, you had solid, all around the bunch that everybody was doing well, led by Lamelo Ball. Now, speaking of Lamelo Ball, MB1, the Charlotte Hornets have not made any significant moves. They haven't done anything, in free agency. To be honest with you, free agency is at a standstill for whatever reasons. We won't get into everything right now, but we all know that the Charlotte Hornets must do something regardless. They have to figure out what they can do to improve this roster. If they don't, as we can see, it's not looking like. We have to build from within. I think this team has all of the talent. You got a guy in James Bouknight. When he was drafted, the man came out of UConn, ladies and gentlemen. The man averaged 15 points per game in college. So the man can score, averaging 45% from the field. He has 4 rebounds. He never was a playmaker, never known to play make. But playing behind Lamelo, maybe even alongside Lamelo, he's 6'5", so that's a decent size at that guard position, so I think he could really, do well, in these roles. And this season, I think that's what this staff is going to be looking for towards him, and I even think the organization, I really think they're going to be eyeballing James Bouknight to figure out which direction do they move in, because they drafted the kid McCallens, they have options, they don't have to, continue to mess around. And then also, you never know what could happen on the trade market. I'm with the belief if Bouknight doesn't get his act together, he could be moved. The Charlotte Hornets have to do something, and like I stated before, the East is just getting better. If you think about it, I was discussing this not too long ago. The Charlotte Hornets, where they finished, the team ahead of them, I believe, which was the Atlanta Hawks. What did they do? They went out and got an all-star guard and DeJounte Murray. They've improved that roster. They are a better team. The team that I believe was behind them was the New York Knicks. The New York Knicks made a move, and they are a better team today. So Lamelo Ball, like we stated, will galvanize this young core, and I think James Bouknight is going to be able to really, take full advantage of all of the things that Lamelo is going to bring to the table with the number change, with him upping his level of intensity. And I think that's what all of this is about with Lamelo going back to being the MB1. He never was supposed to be number 2. We all know what happened and all of that stuff. We got into that. But with a much more motivated Lamelo, let's see if these guys like the Bouknight to the world could carry along with Lamelo and co-star with him, and help him guide the Charlotte Hornets back to the promised land, get them to the postseason, and then from there, let's see what happens. You become immortalized in the postseason. So I think the Hornets are due. You don't bring in Steve Clifford, not to make the playoffs. As much as people may have not liked the hire, Steve Clifford, he gets teams to the postseason. He got the Orlando Magic to the postseason. He got the Hornets to the postseason. The last time they was in the postseason, Steve Clifford was there. So I'm not saying Steve Clifford is Popovich or he's some, coach of the year or just best thing in the world. I'm just saying he's a guy who could get the team further, along with LaMelo, instilling confidence into these young guys, which I think is happening, right now. I think they have a great relationship with all the players, but, Bouknight has to perform because LaMelo's going to need the assistance. He's going to need the help. He's going to need the extra scoring punch. And there's no mega superstars walking through the door at the moment. So guys like Bouknight, guys like McGowan's, even though he's a rookie, Terry Rozier, the team has to build from within, and perform from within, and improve. Everybody coming back from camp or whatever they were doing over the summer, coming back to the team, and putting all of their chips to the table, and doing the best for the Charlotte Hornets and getting them further. So I just want to touch on that because James Bouknight, I feel like he's going to be a serious focal point, this season, for the Hornets because, like we stated, there's not a lot of help. Bouknight is talented. He can score the basketball. He's known for that coming out of college, so I'm pretty sure the Hornets are going to be looking to get what they drafted at number 11th overall. I don't think they drafted Bouknight, like I stated, to average 4 points per game. So let's see what happens, with the new regime, how they utilize him. Is he going to be a backup or is he going to be playing alongside? I think Bouknight can do both. He could back up LaMelo to the point where I believe it shouldn't be much of a drop-off scoring-wise. Obviously, LaMelo's an all-world scorer, playmaker, and everything like that. So they will lose some playmaking if Bouknight is, coming in as the backup, to LaMelo Ball. But he should be able to score the basketball if nothing else. He just got to be a little bit more efficient. Bouknight got to pick and choose his spots, because he's known for a guy that puts the basketball up. So you just got to make sure everything is timed and calculated because this season is very important for the Charlotte Hornets, despite, pretty much coming empty-handed in free agency is still pivotal, and they're looking to improve. They're not looking to digress, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to find out what everybody's all about with LaMelo Ball wheeling and dealing and making sure everybody's in the right position. So I'm going to leave it at that. I appreciate y'all. It's Flight Sports TV. Let's get in the comment section and let's politic this. We out.